So why Harley's here, we have to flush out her eye a little bit. She has a little irritation in her eye. And if you saw from the first video that we did, she really wasn't enjoying it at all. And that's usually what happens. She's a young dog. Usually when we are working with dogs and it comes to husbandry stuff, as far as like checking their eyes or their ears or things like that, you don't normally have to tend to them, or people don't normally have to tend to them until there's an issue, right? So the dog's already irritated by whatever's going on, and now we're coming in and we're trying to mess with the area. So what I'm gonna do is show you how to administer eye drops using a clicker to reinforce the behavior that you want, which is sitting still and allowing us to work with her eye. And this obviously can be done for any area of the dog. Hi, I know. And I'm going to show you how we condition that with a clicker. So a clicker is basically going to mark the correct behavior that she's doing, which I need her to be calm and allowing me to administer the eye wash. So this goes in little steps, and each time that we make a approximation towards the behavior that we want. So I'm not just gonna go in and start to flush the eye. I'm gonna work up to it. I'm gonna click and I'm gonna reward her for it. I know. Are you ready? Okay. So I'm gonna put the clicker underneath my foot, and that way I can use both my hands. And it's gonna look like this. I'm going to grab her face and I'm gonna click. So I'm doing this all in little bitty baby steps for her. Grab her face. The click is basically marking the behavior that she's doing while I'm touching her, which is staying calm and still. So now I'm opening up her eye. And as she is successful in each one of these little moments, we increase what we're gonna do. So now I'm gonna add the bottle, right? I'm not gonna spray it in her eye just yet. Actually, I'm gonna put the cap on so it doesn't spray in her eye. So she's getting used to all of this stuff coming at her and it being rewarded. So we're going to increase the amount of time that I maybe hold her face. Increase the amount of fussing that I'm doing with the area before I'm clicking. That time I actually sprayed some of the solution in her eye. Good girl. We can make that super rewarding for her. Good job. There you go. So the actual eye flush is what really pays off for her. So good job. So that went way better than what happened the first time around when we tried this. So practice this kind of stuff with your dog where you're doing husbandry stuff, where you're touching them. I mean, the same thing goes for her ear. And if she goes to fight you, we just hands off. Nope. And depending on how sensitive your dog is, it may have to start with just that right there. Hands coming at them. Eventually touching their ear. Opening the ear. Other side. Again, holding it longer. Looking in the other eye. So all this stuff just gets them used to handling. You're marking the correct behavior when they're doing it. If your dog is showing you signs that they're uncomfortable with some sort of handling, just back off and start at a lower level, right? So I couldn't grab her face initially, so I just started with my hands towards her face, and then maybe touching lightly, and then grabbing on, and then, you know, slowly escalating the amount of handling that we're doing until you can actually go forward with administering the medication or anything else that you need to do with your dog. Taking a tick off of them, checking them for, you know, whatever it is. So don't wait until there's a problem. Practice beforehand. And then when you do have to do it, it won't be such a big deal, right? All right, that's all from me and Harley.